Hi and welcome back to my channel. So I will be eating said noodles whilst doing this because I'm a very, oh that bowl was hot, tight time frame. I got stuff to do. I did originally film this on Saturday, but I don't know what happened, went to edit it and I don't know, like the file was corrupted or something, I don't know. So this is super frustrating for me. So I'm sorry this wasn't up yesterday, but life happens. So the first 3 books I'm going to talk to you about are the books I actually finished whilst on holiday, and that was the first 2 weeks of October. The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. I gave this book, I'm pretty sure, 4 stars out of 5. This is my first Fae book at all. I've read Fae before, and that was kind of from the Sookie Stackhouse, the True Blood series, but like this whole fairy thing, even though she was part fairy, wasn't like an actual main part of the book. So this is my first fairy book, and it's also my first Holly Black book. I did really enjoy it, the whole thing in general. I thought it was really good. I like the idea of it. I like that the writing itself had a weird kind of like sing-song vibe to it. I like the storytelling. I like the flashback to like their younger lives and sort of their dealings with the town, because what I liked about this book was the idea that normally when you have something weird going on in your town, it's one of these things that you keep a secret and no one knows, but like this program Haven. In this case, what I really liked was the fact that they weren't keeping it secret, like it's a big tourist attraction. I liked that sort of opposite. It was felt very different. I just think certain parts of it I couldn't get on with. I really struggled at first with our main character. I just found her very selfish. I just couldn't get on with her. Once the story got into it, it was like fine, but I really loved just like sort of reading about their childhood. Our main characters, they have a very different connection to the forest than everyone else in the town. You know, their childhood was very wild, it was very running amok in the woods, but I still like that you have, you know, your general and basic fairy mythology, which, you know, you don't make bargains with them. You know, if you go into their land, you know, you don't say please or thank you, you don't eat or drink their food. So I really like that all that sort of original lore that existed was still in the book. Holly Black has been an author that has like literally been sat on my shelf for the longest of time, and I just have no idea why I've never gotten round to her. So I'm really hot. So one of the main reasons I read this was A, because I've never read her books before and I really want to read The Cruel Prince and The Wicked Crown. This book was the part of the Goodreads group that I'm on. It was like the book of the month, so I think it was just like an extra encouragement to sort of make me read it, and it's also just been very different to what I've been reading like recently. Oh, my hair's in my noodles. The next 2 books I finished were on Kindle. I always try and make the hell was that? I always try and make the effort to read my Kindle. I watch a lot of stuff of it, I watch on Netflix on it and stuff. So I try and read at least 1 book or 1 book series off my Kindle, because, you know, I have it. I mean, I didn't buy it, it was a gift from an ex, so, you know, it's not like I've wasted my money. So if you watch my previous videos, you will know that I struggled with trying to decide what to read because I didn't know what to take with me on holiday, and sort of Kindle was just the best way sort of to do it. So I picked an Alice in Wonderland retelling by Jace Cameron called Insanity. So I've had these for ages. I mean, I think I bought the first one for free, and I think the second one when it came out, it was like a bargain at like 99p or something. Since then, like there's now 8 in the series, like that's how many they are. This is probably one of the best like retellings I think I've read. I think I gave the first one 4 stars, I think I gave the second one 3.5. So it is, the idea of it is that Alice is locked in an asylum because she killed her school friends on a bus, and yeah, she's locked in this asylum, and then she ends up she gets let out during the day to sort of solve these like Wonderland-esque murders. So the first book focused on the Cheshire Cat and, you know, why he hates humans. There's also history and stuff in it which I really like, and sort of not just hers, because there is a lot of her history that you don't know. Like, she does not remember anything, she doesn't really understand why she's in this asylum, like she remembers 0. So it is kind of like thinking, actually, is she making all this stuff about her going off and saving people to cope with the fact that she's locked in this asylum, or is that real? It's that kind of which of this is real. Lots of characters from the book factor into sort of as in like our world reality, like public figures. And then yeah, so the first book was based on Cheshire Cat, the second one was based on a lesser known character which I liked, but at the same time is a really well-known character. It was very cleverly done. When I was like skimming through the reviews, when I was like trying to pick it, I saw that it had a lot of really top-rated reviews. It seems like the series is going to get even crazier, but I really like it. I just really like that vibe of she's, because this is why I like the Splintered trilogy, the Unhinged trilogy, I think it was called. by A.G. Howard. I liked it. Her mum was in an asylum because she believed she was Alice. You know, she could hear and talk to bugs, but she used to try and, you know, really force that down. But that series had its issues. But yeah, I like that vibe of it, but I just thought this was really good, and I just feel like this is a series that I can just pick up as and when I want to, when I need like filler books. I feel like it won't be too important if I have to read them all together. But so far from the first 2 books, I definitely recommend, you know, they weren't overly expensive either. So if you're kind of just thinking, you know what, I'm gonna delve into something new, weird and different, that's your way to go. My final book for October, The Return of the King, the final Lord of the Rings. So I've technically finished the actual story. I'm just making my way through the appendix at the moment. It's a lot of... I'm very torn, so I didn't know if I should read it or not, because a lot of it is just information and history about like the land and the kings and their forefathers. A lot of stuff before the ring, a lot of stuff before Sauron originally rose to power the first time. And it's, for me, kind of irrelevant and doesn't add to the story, but there are lots of characters that I want to know stuff like Aragorn. I'd like to know his history and sort of what happened afterwards. So I did decide to read it in the end. I really wasn't sure. I've gotten through Appendix A. I'm currently during Appendix B, but I know I will get to a point where it's literally just like a reference of dates and random stuff, so that's when I know like I need to stop. So I am actually very close to finishing it. The story itself is really good. I did struggle, I won't lie, which I was really disappointed with after the battle I've had with this series and the Two Towers being so good. I started this one, I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, I knew, sort of obviously, you know, from seeing the films, like I knew what was to expect. I knew that the back end of this is now, you know, the final battles, the final slog to get the ring to the fire. Like, I knew all that sort of thing. So I knew it was very doom and gloom. Like, I knew it wasn't, you know, singing and dancing. Oh god, that's going to be a big mouthful. So I was prepared for that, but it sometimes feel like he has 2 different writing styles, and it feels like he goes between the 2. And I think that's when I get confused and I don't know what's going on. But once I hit the point of, like, I had a vague idea what was going on, but not really. Like, I knew what was happening in the story, but there wasn't any enjoyment. But then once I hit that point, when I said I understood, I knew what was happening, and I was like, oh my god, yes. Then I got into it, and then I knew what was happening, and I was thrilled. So, the important question is, would I reread this series? I think I would. I think I would definitely go back again, but I think it is a series that I won't revisit for, like, in 5 years time. Like, it's not a series where I could be like, oh my god, yeah, in a year's time or 2 years time I could read again. Now that I have, you know, an understanding of the story, I know that I can do it. I'm very proud of myself for tackling this. So now that I know that I can do it, I will feel when I come to it again, I will feel a lot more confident, and because I will have a better grasp of the story. But yeah, I would definitely reread it again, but not for a long time. I mean, I prefer anyway to have a big gap between when I reread books, because I feel like I just appreciate them better. I don't remember as much of the story. Yeah, I would reread them. I'm proud of myself for actually managing to do it, because I really didn't think I would. So we are on to November. I struggle picking books at this point if I like don't have a series I need to read. So if you watch my previous video to my previous video, then you will sort of know the dilemma that I faced. I don't really like starting a series at this point in the year. I don't know, it's a habit I'm going to try and break. I was originally going to read Stephen Fry's mythology, but I just felt coming off the back of such a big book like Lord of the Rings, I just thought maybe it'd be a bad idea, which I'm really gutted about because I did really want to read it, especially when I couldn't get hold of Norse mythology in hardback in my local bookshop. So yeah, I am a bit disappointed with that, but I think I'm going to save that to March next year. I don't know why, but it seems like a book I should read in the spring. I have no idea why, but it just seems a type of book. So I have two books that I'm definitely committed. Where did I get 3 from? Oh, it's because I have a vague idea of what else I want to read. Yeah, I have 2 books that I'm definitely committed to. The first one being Confessions of an Ugly Stepsister by Jeremy... Why do I say Jeremy? It's Gregory Maguire. He's the author who brought us Wicked. So I have had this book on my shelf for ages. I bought another retelling of his, which was Mirror Mirror, which was based on Snow White and was set way back in the past, like ooh, hello, don't know why I'm singing at you there. And it was it featured the Borgias, and I really like that kind of mashup. And as a general premise, as an idea, it really worked, but plot-wise and story-wise, nothing really happened. So I think that put me off reading this book, which I think is a shame, because I know Wicked is really good and I'm really looking forward to reading those. But I will read you the blurb of this just because I don't really know how to describe this book. We've all heard the story of Cinderella, the beautiful girl made a slave among the ashes, but what of her stepsisters, the homely pair exiled by the fame of their lovely sibling? What fate befell those untouched by beauty, and what curse accompanied Cinderella's looks? Set against the backdrop of 17th century Holland, Confessions of an Ugly Stepsister tells the story of Iris, an unlikely heroine who finds herself swept from the lowly streets of Harlem to the strange world of wealth, artifice and ambition. Iris's path quickly becomes intertwined with that of Clara, the mysterious and an unnaturally beautiful girl destined to become her sister. While Clara retreats into the cinders of the family hearth, Iris seeks out the shadows of her new household and the treacherous truth of her former life. So yeah, I am interested in this. It just seems like he just seems to just have a thing for retellings. I know he's got another book called After Alice, and again, because of Mirror Mirror, I just really wasn't sure about reading it because I don't know and the reviews haven't been that great. But it's been sat on my shelf and I need to read it, and I just feel like now is the time. The final book that I have committed to, well, books. Doctor Who, The 12 Doctors. I saw this ages ago, and I actually saw it in like the same size as the previous book that I showed you. It was in paperback but not hardback, but it would have gone with the hardback ones that I have. I think this must have been a gift because I don't know where else I would have got this from. But basically this is 12 individual stories, there we go, based on each of the Doctor running up to Peter Capaldi. So these all came out by then. And what I really like is that on each of them they have their little like signature outfits. I just think that's like really cute and quirky. So yeah, each book is written by a different author. So you've got Holly Black, you've got, oh hello, Neil Gaiman. I don't have enough hands for this is what I really want to show you all the outfits is the issue. Yeah, Neil Gaiman, Marcus, Cedric, who is an author who I haven't read in years. I keep meaning to come back to actually, but I never do. I can't do this. Come on, you've got 2 more. Bam. Bam, I did it. Yeah, I quite like these because they're very short, so I feel like I can just get through these very quickly. And I quite like these. And Doctor Who's come back again. And this is a type of Doctor Who story which I think, Doctor Who is one of these weird things. I don't know if I would get on with a whole book, but like the little short stories, like they're just perfectly enough for me. So far I have read, the first one I read was Time Lord Fairy Tales. It was like the fairy tales we know and love, but with that Doctor Who sci-fi twist. And then the other one was Christmas Tales as well, which I really like. And in all of them, like the ones I previously read, they cover all the Doctors and all the companions. So even though I've never seen maybe say like Tom Baker's one, or like the guy like, I was going to say Alan Partridge, not Alan, John Pertwee, there we go. Even though I've never seen his one or like his companions, I know of them and like I recognise the names when I hear them. So for me that is really nice. Yeah, November's definitely going to be a month of just reading random books, I feel. I just think, you know, I've had these on my bookshelf for ages. Like, I mean, to the point that I don't even remember where I got them from. So I just feel like now is the time to read them. Because I'm just so stuck on what I want to read. I just feel like it'll be just quite a nice sort of like refresher, because I know what I want to read in December, and then we can hit the reset button for the following year. So I just feel like it's good for me to have a month where, sorry, I have an itch, where yeah, I can just pick at random stuff. I do have a few ideas of what else I want to read. I have a couple of books in mind, but I'm not actually settled on anything. I might pick up the 3rd Insanity Book Circus. So it is kind of just like, I'm just going to see where it goes. If you have a book for me that you want to like suggest for me to look at or read, then like definitely comment with that, because, you know, I love hearing sort of your thoughts on books and your takes on books and what you think I might like. And I think it's just a great way for me to sort of be introduced to like different things, or something that might not be on my scope or is on my like sort of scope, a bit like The Darkest Part of the Forest, but just I need a bit of nudging to get to it. So yeah, if you have any thoughts, then like definitely suggest something, because I'm always open to things. That is me done. I need to edit this sucker because once again, I'm always doing these things on like a deadline. I think I work better under pressure apparently. But yeah, I'm heading out tonight. It is bonfire night tonight, so I'm heading out to go see some fireworks. Hopefully I'm going to take some pictures. Like the weather's like going to hold, so we're all good. But I will try and get some pictures and stuff on my book Instagram, because I always put stuff on my personal one and I always forget, oh yeah, I have another one, they might want to see what I'm doing. So we'll try and do that. I hope you had a lovely Halloween and did lots of fun things. I went and saw Beetlejuice at my local cinema, and oh my god, I forgot how good that film was. Like the next day, literally all in my head I was just like, shake, 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 senora, shake your body now. Like literally that's all like, oh now it's stuck. Work, 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 senora. It's stuck in there now. I just forgot how funny and how good, like I haven't seen it in years, and films like that, you know, they came out way before me, so wait, they came out way before me. It makes it just, I'm not even gonna go now, I'm not even gonna go where that was gonna go. They're not a film I ever thought I would see in a cinema, so for me it was really nice. So that was like a really fun evening, and then yeah, I've got bonfire night tonight. Like I said, definitely comment below with like your book suggestions and choices, because I like hearing things and I like other new suggestions. If you enjoyed this video and enjoyed my noodle eating skills whilst doing the thing, give me a thumbs up. It would be very much appreciated to have your love and support. And if you're new, then hello. I don't always eat during my videos. This is just a one-off. I can't multitask is what we've just discussed. I'm not going to put the fork down. Yeah, I was gonna say subscribe and check out my other videos to see if there's something you liked, but I feel like that was just a real taster of, yeah, I shouldn't multitask. But yeah, I hope you have a really great week, and I will see you in the next video.